We are back in my kitchen for another Tasty Tuesday and another Icelandic recipe. Last week we made Icelandic potato salad and it was really delicious with apples and curry. And who would think those ingredients would even be in an Icelandic dish? But today we are making Fiskibollur, which is Icelandic fish balls, fish cakes, very popular. You can buy them ready-made in the freezer section at the grocery store, or you can easily make them yourself when you're in Iceland. And also you'll see them on restaurant menus. So it's pretty easy. And this is actually the first time I've made them. We're gonna give it a try, but there aren't very many ingredients. So the first ingredient is, by the way, I am making just enough for Arnie and I for dinner tonight. And the ingredients, quantities I'm giving you, you can double quite easily to make more. So into my food processor, I have half of a yellow onion, just chopped kind of large because we're gonna put it in here and get it chopped finer. And then you need 12 ounces of a white fish. Cod, it would be the most common fish in Iceland. Cod is very prevalent in the North Atlantic Ocean around Iceland, and they eat cod quite often. Okay, let's see what we can do here with our food processor. Here we go. Our onion and our fish. Okay, so you want it pretty fine. Yeah, that looks good. Well, actually, I'm gonna go one more. It's a lot like making crab cakes, which we actually did on Tasty Tuesday a while ago. So next we're gonna add, whoops, I forgot to get my egg out. We're gonna add 1 egg. And we are going to add just a little bit of milk. I have 1/4 of a cup of milk here, but I'm not using it all because we don't want it too wet. We need to form them into a ball. So we're just gonna put in a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and probably add some more. Okay, now we are going to add some, first we'll do our salt and pepper. This is gonna be about half a teaspoon, a little more of salt, and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. You can measure it if you want. I'm not big on measuring stuff. Okay. Now we're gonna add some flour. I have 3 tablespoons of flour here. I'm gonna start with about 2 of that. Now we want to, this is really what's gonna hold the ingredients together so that we can form them into the balls. I'm gonna scrape down the sides here. So I wanna make sure all the onion is incorporated. All right, I'm sure I'm gonna come back and add the rest of that flour, but we're gonna give this a try first. All right, I'm just gonna grab a handful of it and see how it feels. It feels a little wet to me. I think it would form into a ball, but I'm gonna add the rest of the flour and not any more milk at this point, and maybe even more flour. One thing about my fish, this was frozen fish. I took it out, thawed it completely. I let it sit on the counter on a paper towel for several hours. So that might be one of the reasons that it feels a little bit wet. But be sure if you're using frozen fish that you give it plenty of time to get most of the moisture out of that. Okay, I feel like we're there. So we really only used about 1/8 of a cup of milk. And again, my fillets were frozen. And we ended up using about 4 tablespoons of flour. Okay, I think we can make this work. So now I'm gonna form it into the balls and put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. Now, refrigerating the Fiskibollur will make it much easier to fry. We'll firm them up so they'll be easier to fry. Here they are. I got 6 pretty large ones out of that, those ingredients. So they're gonna go into the fridge, and then we're gonna fry them up right before dinner in butter and oil, and I'll show you that when it's time. Okay, our Fiskibollur has been in the fridge for about 2 hours, and in this pan is about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and about 1 tablespoon of butter. My stove gets really hot, so it's smoking a little bit. I already tried cooking one, but these are still fairly soft, but sticking them in the fridge certainly did help. So let's see if I can get the rest of them cooking. It'll be about a minute and a half on each side. So the Fiskibollur has been in the pan about a total of 4 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to plate it now. Doing 3 for each plate. Serving it with Icelandic potato salad. And we're also going to have tartar sauce. Other popular sauces include a dill sauce and something called a pink sauce, which is a mixture of mayonnaise and ketchup. There you have it, Icelandic fish cakes, fish balls, Fiskibollur from Iceland. We'll see you next Tuesday.